300 billion is a pretty large number. In fact, it's so large that you got to turn your calculator sideways just to be able to read it, right? And this is how much the global gaming industry is valued at today, and it's growing at a super fast pace. I mean, let's be real, the gaming studios and companies in the last couple of decades have been making a killing, right? But in Web3, we like it when everybody makes a killing. Let's have some of that revenue trickle down to the user base and the community. I'm excited because semi-fungible tokens could be that key that unlocks this trickle down cash flow and enables thriving in-game economies. You know that saying, if your only tool is a hammer, you look at every problem like a nail? Well, right now, NFTs are kind of that hammer, and Web3 gaming is seen as just another nail, when in reality, Web3 gaming consists of nails and screws, right? You need a screwdriver, but what could that be? In my opinion, semi-fungible tokens could be that screwdriver we've been looking for to kind of push or make Web3 gaming appealing to a mainstream gaming audience. All right, so growing up, I played this massive online multiplayer game called RuneScape, right? Spent the majority of my teenage years playing it, and I have nothing to really show for it except memories, fun times. No regret, by the way, but would have been cool to have something in exchange for all those years of my life. All right, so let's take that, right? Let's take a game like RuneScape, put a Web3 lens on it, and see how NFTs and SFTs could enable it to become a thriving digital in-game economy. An economy that allows the players, not just the founders, to profit or see some type of value from their gameplay. And I don't mean play to earn. All right, so in almost any game, you're dealing with three types of items, right? The first is unique items that are one of one. Second, we have stackable items that are equal in value and utility and are interchangeable. And number three, we have in-game currency, like a medium of exchange, but I'm not going to get into that too much right now. Let's start with unique items, right? Let's say there are 10,000 players in RuneScape that have the real life name Chris, right? Me included. But there's only one person in the game that owns the username Chris. Now, instantly, that username now has value because there's people that have a demand for it. But in RuneScape, there's never been a username marketplace. But check this out. In a Web3 metaverse called Decentraland, the username Matt was just sold for a few $100s not too long ago. Might not sound like a lot, but it's still something. See, an NFT is a perfect use case to enable a legitimate username marketplace for games or even social media platforms as well. Traditionally, usernames cannot be sold or exchanged in a trustless manner. In fact, many people get scammed trying to sell and buy virtual goods for real money in like black market forums, just because the game developers find this to be taboo, don't allow it, and don't want their players making money from the game that they made. Web3 embraces this though. Decentraland is a great example. It's a metaverse which has made all usernames NFT tokens. You can either mint a brand new one that hasn't been taken yet, or just hit any NFT marketplace and try your luck in the secondary market. NFTs are awesome, but games just don't contain that many one-of-one items, right? The most popular items in game are stackable, interchangeable utility items. So in RuneScape, there's this popular sword called the Rune Two-Hand. Every Rune Two-Hand has the same bonuses and looks the same, so it would not make sense for this to be an NFT. There is nothing unique between three different Rune Two-Hands that you see on the screen right now. They're all interchangeable. This is where semi-fungible tokens would be a really good fit. If we made Rune Two-Hand swords SFTs, we could stack as many as we want in a single trade transaction, and we could create an exchange pool with these swords and have anybody buy and sell them using this pool. It just makes more sense. And most items in RuneScape are like this. Archer's arrows, capes, amulets, they're all interchangeable, and it doesn't make sense to make them NFTs. Instead of minting 1,000 Rune Two-Hand swords in the game, we could mint one Rune Two-Hand sword collection and 1,000 non-unique copies under that collection. Stackable. It's just more efficient and less transactions. The big unlock here is instant liquidity, right? If you have interchangeable stackable items, then it's easier to buy and sell them. NFTs, on the other hand, do not bring instant liquidity naturally. I mean, which one do you think would sell faster if you listed it on Facebook Marketplace today? A one-of-one MacBook that is signed by Steve Jobs, or a brand new MacBook, let's say the latest model? Obviously, the latest model would probably be sold same day because people know what they're getting, they know the live market price, and there's no need to really negotiate. This interchangeable trait of gaming items allows for instant liquidity marketplaces to be built, which are powered again by the players that own these items, and it opens up another revenue stream for players. In RuneScape, this is basically what their in-game marketplace is. Players submit items they want to sell, their item goes into an invisible pool where buyers then purchase from. Both parties using the same interface. In-game, this marketplace is called the Grand Exchange. Nifty Swap is kind of like a Web3 version of this, but for actual semi-fungible tokens. SFT owners of different collections place their items for sale in pools that have a fair market value, and buyers can scoop them up instantly whenever they want. You can see how if a pool of, let's say, Rune Two-Hand swords has 500 swords in there, ready to be sold at all times, and constant waves of buyers ready to buy them on the other end, these items become super liquid as there are no guessing games for valuations, no one-of-one NFTs to make offers on, just market price and market buys. For this reason, I think SFTs will unlock a huge ecosystem for Web3 gaming. NFTs will also exist in this ecosystem, of course, but I think the majority of the volume will be seen from SFTs. To kind of sum it up, semi-fungible tokens are better fitting for a gaming environment because of their stackable and interchangeable nature, where NFTs are more suited for one-of-one unique items or badges or membership badges, stuff like that. We are still super early and lucky enough to witness Web3 gaming literally being built from the foundation up in front of our eyes. So subscribe and I'll make sure to update you on anything Web3 related.